said to me, he said that, man, King, somebody got us help out. Stop. Our children scared to get. Our children don't want to die, man. All our kids are not hard and tough, and as you know what I mean. Some of these children scared to go to school now.
Well, I would be too.
It's the normal bully no more.
Well, Ty, I would be too.
Because you don't have nobody to come to your rescue.
I'm looking at. See, here's the thing. The kids are ground one. What you see out of the kids is an indication of what's really going on. The kids are arming themselves. The kids are starting to take it upon themselves to try to figure out how to be an adult at a younger age, because what they're witnessing in school isn't people who think on an adult level. These are grown kids.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what I believe.
The teachers are not like an authority figure.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's a homeboy standing there with a chalk in their hand.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And because the students don't look at them
as an authority figure,
as anybody that's teaching them something that they can move on with, in their lives. Instead, what they're getting bombarded with is, oh my God, you should hear what I did on the weekend, me and my partner. Man, and it's just constant inundating the kids with how I feel and what I've gone through, and you guys don't have to take this. And see, it's being interpreted different. So when I hear somebody like Vincent Ramaldi or Somaldi, whatever his last name is, say stuff like, people that are 25 and under, their brain isn't developed enough.
It doesn't even make sense.
Hold on, Ty. Their brain isn't developed enough to understand that they just committed a heinous crime and that they shouldn't go to jail, flies in the face of the same people who are advocating for children as young as 4 up to the age of 14 to pick and choose their own sex and pick and choose what kind of vaccine or what kind of chemicals they put inside their body without their parents' consent. This does not make any sense.
Robert George came over the house yesterday. All right. Mm-hmm. You know, brother, Big George. He came over the house. He said, "Man, I need to talk, man." I said, "Damn, what's going on?" He said, "Man, I had a situation at the job." He said, I goes into the break room. I'm sitting down. He said, people over there talking and stuff, chilling, laughing and stuff. He said, as soon as he sat down, young man jumps, pretty much yells out, "I can't sit down because I just had what's the name last night and my butt hurt." And he took offense to it. Where he got up and said, "Man, I don't want to hear that." And of course, you know what almost happened to Brother George, right? Well, by the end of the conversation, he turned that into the big black man scaring me to death, crying and everything. Crying as though the big man scared me to death, but you in there with vanity, openly talking about having sex. You get what I'm saying? Some people don't want to hear that, man. It is what it is.
Well, see, this is where, again, I'm talking about things that
people don't want to hear that.
That's a contradiction.
Right.
Now, let that have been a woman. And I say that because there's something going on right now in Baltimore with the sergeant that Ivan Bates just indicted today for sexual harassment. Okay? In essence, what the guy did when he came in talking about whatever he did the night before, that was a form of sexual harassment. He should have been written up.
And I asked you, and I told George to request that
he should have been written up at least.
But the good thing, King, guess what? The young lady over in the corner taped it. So he probably been in there talking that mess for a while, and then she couldn't take it. She taped what he said, so that may help George out even more.
But you see, because it's against, this is how most employers are going to play it. Because it's somebody from that community going up against somebody who happens to be heterosexual
6'4",
and happens to be
280-something pounds, big black man. The big black guy.
What they're going to do is they're going to try to appease the situation because they're going to know that the one guy was wrong for coming in there speaking about his business, but they're going to be like, they can understand the intimidation factor. So I wouldn't be surprised if George get written up.
Well, he didn't. His supervisor didn't write him up. He said, "No, this man been here for years. This ain't like him." Somebody had to say something.
Well, I get that, but understand that, you know, because everybody is so fearful of lawsuits, you literally can make stuff up.
Yes,
you can make it up.
That's what I told George.
Even if, and I'm sorry, you know, and I'm sorry to hear that, because George, I met him, the good brother, and it always happens to us good brothers, because they look at us as easy, soft targets. But what ends up happening is they push the right buttons and they get that response that put the fear of God in them, and then they understand that, whoa, he's really not the one.
He was in there crying. George said he was in there crying. He was scared today.
Yeah, because he wasn't the one.
Yeah.
You see, I can talk that, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, you get all huffy and puffy, but a real serious dude is not going to argue with you. He's just going to be like, it is what it is.
King,
I'll see you and talk to you.
I tell you, man, King.
These are the weakest men that I've seen in my life that are coming up. And I'm starting at age 45 and under. I don't know what happened.
Well, you do. We talked about that.
You're right.
Mommy talked about that too.
You're right.
But King, I want to talk about what Mommy talked about again, about the adoption practice. My show is basically talking about saving children and giving children the chance and the opportunity to exercise their right to be a human in whatever they was created to be first before you get to them and let them and taint them and do other things to them. That's what my show's about. It's not about hatred towards this community. It's all about leaving the children alone. I'm saying, Mommy said this about the adoption practice. No, I say no here at the Tyrone Hour that they should not be able to adopt infants at all, even all the way up to the age of 18. They should be able to only adopt teenagers between the ages of 18 and 21, I believe, King, because the child, I believe, they are cutting off nature, normalcy of nature, and we get it. You can do what you want to do and all that stuff, but at least give a child the opportunity to live a godly life first. Well, before you stand up there and say, "This is my son," and he dressed up in a dress.
Now you said something. Now I can address your resolution because you just said the key to it.
Yeah.
The fact that God is no longer in the picture.
Yes.
There's no semblance of right or wrong.
Yes.
Everything is a free-for-all.
Yes.
You got Jay-Z out here telling people, "Do as thou wilt." Now, anybody who knows anything when I say that know that that's Aleister Crowley's his beckoning call. He's well renowned as the most evil man that ever walked the face of the world, and the planet. And he's just into all kinds of debauchery, devil worshiping, conjuring the spirits, child pedophilia, you name it, he's into it. These are the people that Jay-Z, the Beyoncés, the entertainers are patterning themselves
after. But I like what you
said,
King. You said it's a free fall.
Well,
there's no
is.
God no more.
Because
you can just speak it at any moment. I can just.
Well, hold on, Ty. I go back to the Bible. The Bible, God said it. He was like, it will go back to how it was. When you know the Son of Man is coming, is when we go back to the days of Noah. If you go back to the days of Noah, it was crazy on the earth.
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah.
You had angels sinning against all mankind, all kinds of beasts. You had all kinds of creations that God did not create.
Yeah.
There was things here that did not belong here. They're still digging up bones now. The giants, they existed.
I figured out strange flesh.
I figured out strange flesh too.
I figured out strange flesh, King.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna leave that alone. That's gonna be a conversation me and you gonna sit down and have.
I don't want to leave it alone. I've been on strange flesh because I asked a Jewish rabbi about it and blew his head open.
I get it, King, but I'm still saying here at the Tyrone now, I still want to try to keep it a little bit.
We say that for another day.
I want to sit down with you and talk to you about this strange flesh. You know what I mean? Because I believe me and you on the same point with the strange flesh.
The strange flesh.
It was actually a human. Strange flesh. It was actually a human.
See, you gotta understand.
See, your flesh becomes strange when you do strange things.
Well, no, I know where you're going at with that, but see, they don't even talk about that because in that same thing, Lot, remember, Lot said, "Hey, take my daughters," but with these men, do not touch them. And what did they tell Lot?
No, we want them.
He told Lot, "Listen, get out of our way.
Right.
At least we do to you what we want to do to them."
Yeah.
And they were stricken with blindness as they fought their way through the door and was blind, and they were groping. But he offered up his virgin daughters to them, to the men of the city, to have them. And they said no. They wanted strange flesh. They wanted the angels. They wanted the men.
They wanted the men.
You know. So again, when we talk about strange flesh, we're not just talking about human beings. You know, we talk about things that came in the form of humans.
Strange flesh.
Going after, beings that we don't even see today.
At the hips of Tyrone And King, we go a lot of places now. We go biblical. We can go.
Well, that's because our knowledge is extensive. It's extensive. When you have experience, but you see, when you have experience in the world, you can talk about it. Yeah. So I can sit here and traverse the Bible and talk about it. Yeah. But I can also sit around and talk about water, H2O, its makeup, the chemical breakdowns. We can sit here and talk about, like you said, street jargon, because there's things that we did. But what you are hearing is that we are not victims. We've always held ourselves accountable, and we made sure that what we were supposed to learn, we learned, and then the things that we were very interested in, we dove way deeper into it.
What about this, King? What about this? Because, like I said, I was never the victim. I actually made myself the victim. I made myself, So what if somebody comes and says to me, well, no, Ty, see, yeah, you might say you the victim, but see, it's more deeper than that. See, it go back. You know how they hit you with that. See, but you really are the victim, though, Ty, because see, here, back in the past, they did this, and they did that, and they did this.
And what you tell them is, man, get your weak tail out of my face, man.
That's right.
I was like, because that's
not the past.
Yeah, get out of here. That's not, walking all in my shoes. Get out of here.
Yeah, because I'm going forward.
Okay? I was like, at the end of the day, we all go through things, but this is one thing that I've always taken through my life, and I think this is one of the reasons why me and you bonded the way that we did. See, I believe that God knows give you more than what you can handle. So whatever troubles or whatever situation you find yourself in, the only reason why you in it is because God believes that you can get yourself out of it.
You can get yourself out of it.
So it's up to you to figure out. See, there's a personal accountability. There's a personal discipline. You have to put the work in. Nothing is going to come to you unless you put the work in.
Accountability.
This is my favorite word.
Accountability, King. Thank you, King. I say we got a great time, and I just wanted to say, man, here at the Tyrone out, man. Again, I say, man, we strive to bring shock awareness treatment, man. About a lot of the stuff. Again, we said we pull a wool off of your eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We trying to anyway.
Sugar off the donuts and all that old type stuff. We just giving it to you as straight as you can give it to you. Again, I say, hey man, a lot of the black problems that's downtown or going around in those communities, it's drug addiction. Hey man, if you don't want these problems, stop getting high. Again, I say, King, I always give a little testimony about me from time to time. I was one that used to get high. All right? And if I had never stopped, I would be outside. I really deserve.
Well, you have back problems right now. You permanently,
my neck would be broke because I like it blow. You understand? My neck would be broke and I'd be nodding all day. So you get what I'm saying, King?
Yeah,
if I had never stopped, which means that I wanted a better life, right? I wanted something better.
But you see, I'm gonna tell you what the difference was, Ty.
Yeah.
The messaging that you was hearing was, that's unacceptable, young man. But that before you got to this age, hey man, you ain't gonna make it. Hey man, you keep that up, you gotta get away from me. See, the messaging.
Disgracing our family.
You disgracing our family.
I heard that said to me.
You see what I'm saying? So when you see, so the messaging was not one of acceptance. It was one of, no, we accept a certain standard. If you're below it, we don't love you any different, but you can't be wrong here.
Yeah.
You talk to me about that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You a stickler on,
right.
Listen, Kings, I love you to death. If you ever come around here with your pants sagging and talk about you ain't took a shower in a week, I'm going to tell you get out of my house.
I'm going to tell you get the hell out of here. I'm going to tell you get out of here because, again, I say, man.
I used to see you like that. Yes.
You know, we used to call them checkers back in the day. You know, people
people used to check you.
Check you. You know what? Check you. Hey, man. Hey, you know you under my name.
Yeah.
And I don't have a bad name.
Yes, but that
you disgracing my name.
Because now they don't care. There's no honor. There's nothing there that will tell you that these young men are built with anything. Yeah. Look at how they fold. They out here, they singing all the songs, they shooting up, killing everybody, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. They shooting up, killing everybody in all these songs. They selling all these drugs, they got all these chicks, you know, they got the big money, and the minute that they get knocked, he did it over there, and he did it over there, and you know, he put me on. I just thought it was a music label, but the whole time you was going to the clubs. Yeah, you was enjoying the fruits of the labor of the game.
King, again, you know what was? It's time, King. It's time for the weekly public service announcement.
Yeah, because it's getting warm. I want to hear about
it. Warm, King, because. I had, on my way here, young man was out there squeegeing. All right, he's out there squeegeing.
Don't laugh, G.
Here at WFBR, every week we do a public service announcement to all new listeners and all old listeners and to whoever is listening in. Yeah. Because we feel the need that this public service announcement needs to be done when women were being beat. Okay? When women were being beat out of their cars and punched in the eyes and stuff like that. But what we do here at the Tyrone now, we give a public service to all patrons, King.
Yes.
Coming into Maryland from the top of Gerd, because Gerd is the top. Gerd is the top, because you and Gene told me it was everywhere. I just thought it was Baltimore City. I just thought it was Baltimore City. Y'all told me it was everywhere. Gerd County to the bottom of Salisbury. Now, Salisbury is a good town down there, too, King. But I say, if all patrons coming into Maryland, beware of the wild squeegee crossings, just like a deer crossing. Just like a deer crossing, King.
Yeah, beware.
Beware. If you run up against them, don't give them any eye contact, King. If you want the window down, Gene, whatever happened to you, happened to you. All right, we said last week, what, take it on the chin?
Don't take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. Don't even tell nobody about it. You just did some dumb stuff. But if it gets ugly, proceed through the light with caution, and that is our weekly wild squeegee alert for all patrons, even Baltimore City people, because we believe it needs to be done. King, again I say, King, what's the resolution, though, King?
Okay, well, the resolution is, one, get back to God. That's the first thing.
Good call, King. You hit that first. You hit that first.
Yeah, two, restore the family, because that's the other part of it. Three, they need to be deprogrammed and re-educated, because the things that they've been indoctrinated with in these last 5 to 10 years has ruined a generation of kids. So that those three things need to happen. And four, and I'll say this most importantly, we need to vote these people out who have these weird ideas, who say things like children's minds aren't developed, but at the same time they're telling you that, it's telling you that a 4-year-old child can tell you that they want to choose their sex. But Ty, this is the one thing that I wanted to say. And remember, we were asking, why has this transgender thing become so big? Why has all of a sudden something that is 1% or less of the population has garnered so much attention? And I've been telling you that you have these entertainers, their kids have came out strange because of their parents and the way, all the money that they have and the fact that they allow them to things. None. So their kids have been touched on and preyed upon since they were young at their parents' ignorance. And I say that effectively because ignorance means that they did not know. But I knew they did, but they pretended that they didn't. They sold their kids for fame and fortune. That's your entertainers. Then you have your athletes. same thing. The fame and fortune, but they got it playing ball. So you listen to them like they know what they're talking about. They're dumber than a box of rocks. But they have a skill level, and they were blessed with a height that complemented their skill level. Okay, so when I see those 4 things that I outlined, if you see those things start happening, and these are easy fixes, like right off the bat.
But you need opposition. We have no opposition.
Well, resolution to my Republican Party, who think that you don't have a foothold or a house within side of the inner city.
Inner city blacks.
I'm here, the inner city blacks. I'll just say poor in general. That's where you're wrong. I think that probably your biggest support lies within that demographic.
Larry Hogan channeled it. Larry Hogan channeled it.
Yeah, exactly. Hogan channeled it. Now, the way that you can get to them, my Republican people, is you have to first engage them. You have to engage somebody that's from that community. I am an inner city black conservative, and I ain't saying Republican, I say conservative, because my values are conservative. But I also have values that are liberal. Okay, so it's not just one way. I understand the difference, but if you Republicans really want to get any headway with the inner city black community or poor community,
Larry Hogan.
You have to engage. You come, you talk to somebody who's there. You let them go back to the community and spread word through your literature. Write stuff down and let them put it in every mailbox.
We ain't got that long, King.
Okay.
I say, again, I say, man, this show I basically was basically about the youths again. Tig said, man, somebody got to protect our babies, man. I mean, our children, man. And we say that baby stuff, but in actuality, that's how we look at our children, And, we must have someone, man, to say no. Someone has to go out and say, look, this just Rogan vagabondness.
Listen.
You heard what they said?
I heard you.
This Rogan vagabondness mentality, where you could just pull up and open up a shop and I got a business now because I got a flat table with 6 T-shirts on there and some socks and I have a business. No, you don't.
No.
You got some socks and shoes you're selling.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You can grow it into a business.
But you can grow it into a business.
You can grow it into a business.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing, King. If you're going to be a business, I was going to say, King, that's why you don't see too many of your friends. You might have 2, 3 of your friends that be a businessman, and the rest just be normal folks. It's, to me, I say before, when you hear the ownership, and yes, we should want to own something in life. You own your car, you own your home, or whatever it is. But
I'm going to stop you there, Todd, because, I guess a good 70% of the people that's driving cars don't even own their cars.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, man. But
that's sad.
King, they flip. We turn ours in. The last year of owning it, we traded in and get another
5 years of goods.
Another 5 years.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And guess what other folks do? They put it out back, cover it up and fix it up, and resell that boy. Yeah, King. We got to learn some things, but I guess a lot of things went over out here, King.
No, I didn't go over our heads. Again, you have to understand that, the comparability that we take, our generation, to see the youngin', the dudes that came up behind us and how they are performing now, they try to put that on us. But the truth of the matter is, it's not us. Everybody makes a choice, and these young men made choices. They decided to chase the money.
Bad choices.
And chasing the money, they gave up on their morality.
They left a lot of casualties in the wake.
Yeah, well, they gave up their morality.
Yeah.
So all of that caring about the kids, caring about their families, caring about their community, they chased the money. And then once they got the money, they did what older black folks, progressives did. They moved out to assimilate with people that could afford houses like theirs. See what I'm saying? Your average drug dealer don't buy a house in the hood. He buy one out in the county.
You know, how long does Santa Lisa have now down there now? She been there for, what, 5 years? She got an 10-year contract or something?
I think it's between 6 and 8.
Jesus Christ, she gonna be a millionaire when she leaves.
And again, I'm sorry, off track. Have you seen, Brandon Scott, another woman appointee?
I know. What? And we have no problem about that, King. We have no problem about that. We support our ladies and doing whatever they doing. But man, this is something kind of strange going on, King. Something kind of strange going on here, man.
It ain't strange.
You know, everybody is leaving. Everybody.
Listen, Ty, I said it. This is my 3rd week in a row saying it.
Yeah.
It's called nepotism and favoritism. He is hiring people who he is related to, has personal friendships with, and is cool with. It is a favor to put you in those positions.
We got a minute, really, pretty much, King. I tell you, man. Thank you, man. I said, man. Wow, you can see the Tyrone Hour on television now. Wow, King. Hey, God dang it. Again, I say, donations are welcome, guys. I'm going to hit you again. I started off with this. Donations are welcome. But my show's on Thursday, not Tuesday. To all my people that help the Tyrone Show and support the Tyrone Show, I hope that we strive to bring topics that are interesting to all folks. We try not to, focus and talk bad about a certain sector or people or group, but we just speak the facts about these situations. We're not talking about it. We speak facts. We're speaking certain things that we see that's going on in the communities and how that our so-called elites are from a distance and trying to govern, you know what I mean, govern us from a distance, and they really don't. They don't even go to our markets. You know, so stop it. They don't even go to our markets, so stop it, man. You know, again, I say, you don't even know how we operate. You're hearing how we operate because y'all have left.
Exactly.
King, again, I say, when you get more money, you start wanting to go somewhere better.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be around civilized people.
That's right.
It's a problem when you start thinking that you're better than the people who you came from.
Is that back to that degree thing you talked about last week?
It's back to our
I told the guys about that on the job, about how that, you know, that factor is, I told them about that, how that, those guys come around, they got a shirt and tie on, they got a degree, they talking to you like, you know what I mean, actually talking down like that.
Actually talking down.
They're talking down.
And it's so funny because they always got to come to you to learn how to do the job, because they come in and don't know anything. With the shirt and tie on.
With the shirt and tie on. King, thank you, man.
You got it, brother.
Thank you, Gene. Mommy didn't call in this week, but I hope Mommy's okay. And she must